Hey, welcome to ReaperLive.
Yep.
And we say something stupid, and then...
No, we don't. I hadn't said anything stupid in like 40 seconds.
There was your intro right there. Hi, welcome to ReaperLive. I'm Ron Hawkins, art director here at Reaper.
Ed Pugh, president here at Reaper.
And welcome to ReaperLive. So we blend painting, gaming, and geek culture all together for your viewing pleasure.
And where I get to talk over him a lot.
That happens a lot too. That's like one of the big focuses of the show, like you just did.
Yes.
So, again, busy week. Yeah, we know.
I know. I was thinking about that.
Busy week.
Yeah, another busy week. And I'm like, well, this was this sort of seems to top the last one.
I'm so excited to one day go, nah, nothing really
Not a
happened
damn
this
thing
week.
happened.
No, just
look for it. In about 2 weeks, that's going to be me. Not a damn thing happened.
More than two.
Okay.
Stuff been going on. We're doing Kickstarter fulfillment still.
Yep.
Working on the Canadian shipments.
I leave tomorrow for... Speaking of which, we're actually recording this show on Monday because I will be leaving for Adepticon early in the morning.
Yeah.
So I'll be in Chicago. If you're going to Adepticon, come by, say hi.
You know what's funny?
What?
This is the same shirt I wore during the Kickstarter update.
Is it really?
It really is.
Oh, I thought it was a Green Bay shirt. In
No,
the update.
it's not a Green Bay shirt, of course. Leave it.
Okay.
Anyway, so you're going to Adepticon.
Yes.
You just got back from a convention.
Yes, Gamma. We talked a little bit about it last week.
A little bit.
But last week I was sort of zombified. It was pretty tough.
Last week was a busy week.
And we're not professionals.
So at Gamma, here, I'm going to remove this. At Gamma, we kind of soft launched.
Well, we
didn't really launch it.
We put stuff out. The easiest way is it's early in the year, so we go in and we have all these ideas. We put the ideas out on the tables. We talk about it in our presentations. I'll fill in all the blanks. And then we get the feedback for 2 days of what the store owners and distributors say.
Yeah.
And there we go.
And this year we took
pizza dice. It's the Pizza Dungeon dice.
Pizza Dungeon dice.
Which we've talked about on the show before. But
what is this?
Oh, it's one of the little high rollers guys. Wow. How'd he get in there?
Oh.
So, what we did is decided on, after we got through, are these what we call shakers. Here, you can cue them up there. Just nest them up.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
And,
check this out.
So this is how we're going to do our packaging.
Watch
you
this.
Got it?
Da, 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 da. Wait.
Is this Bullwinkle and Rocky?
Here, look at this camera. Da, 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 da. Hey, da, da, da. Oh, one.
What happened?
That's cool. They lock together. That's pretty neat.
Everybody fell in love with this, and in a big way.
Da,
So,
da, 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 da. Oh.
he wants it farther down, here, down.
Down. How about
There we
like
go.
that?
How about just like that? So we have shakers, is what we call them, these.
Because at a pizza place, when you want to put pepper, Parmesan on your pizza, use
The shaker.
the shaker.
So this will be how we'll be coming out with
Parmesan
pizza,
not included.
with the Pizza Dungeon dice. It was a very big hit for us, so we had a lot of fun with this. So much so that we're still going on.
Hey,
and
there's another one of those
another
dudes.
one of those guys.
You know, that would be oh, wait.
Oh, don't get us in trouble. No, I know where you're wanting. You're going down a path that's just going to get us in
Kind of
trouble.
a cool idea if maybe there were
Figures in there?
chase figures in your Pizza Dungeon dice.
Wow. All right. So that was the Gamma show. Had a lot of fun there. Got to talk to a lot of stores. It was great. It was fast. It was furious. Going to Adepticon now. That will be fast and furious. That's a great show. If you've never been to Adepticon, it's in Chicago. The Chicago area, Schaumburg, I think up north, northwest. And it's a great show.
Would you say that if you were into miniatures at all, you should go to Adepticon?
That would be the show to go to. All of the manufacturers are there that are miniature manufacturers. You're going to see that as your preponderance easy. Games Workshop will be there. Forge will be there.
What people are asking right now, they're watching this, asking this. Can I get Pizza Dungeon dice at Adepticon?
Oh man, you're going to put me on the pressure. I got a suitcase full of them, but I don't know.
The answer is no.
No, there we go.
Sorry, not yet.
It's hard to tell when he's setting you up.
No, just tell the truth. No, you can't get them.
No.
We'd love to, but they're not ready because they're going to have a cool Pizza Dungeon sticker on the top.
Yes.
They're going to have a little barcode on the thing on the bottom.
And wait till you see the display.
Do you know how many different varieties?
Initially, I believe it's 24 sets.
24 different
sets. Yes.
These are actually pretty cool.
Yes.
You know, at first I was, a little skeptical, to be honest. I was like,
yeah,
these are good. These are good dice. You know, Rhonda Bender, if you're watching, I know you're watching. She's going to be jelly.
No, it's Gus that doesn't watch.
Oh.
And Bob Rodolphe doesn't watch.
pretty cool. And this is neat the way they all kind of like
Eyeball.
together. Yeah, really cool.
So anyway, we'll have that out. And for those asking, we were going to do both with the dice, and then we're also going to come out with shakers as an empty, so you can nest and get that.
Yeah.
So that will be happening.
And this is all part of the Pizza Dungeon brand of wonderful things coming out.
Wonderful gaming accessories for you. Yes, there we go.
Okay.
So what's next?
I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about bases.
All right.
How you want to do
Well,
that?
we had one on there, a really good one.
Yeah, we did. We'll come back to that.
Can't wait till he edits that sound.
The different things you can do with bases. This is painted by Jeremy Bonamé. This is one of our 54
He did
millimeter.
it at a ReaperCon. I remember sitting here watching him do it. Yeah.
This is a 54 millimeter Fenari Crusader model, one of the large 54 millimeter pieces we did. So, he painted it and we're like, cool, Jeremy's going to paint a big cool thing. And then he goes and he cuts a head off cinder of the dragon and slops it on there and
has
now
the
it tells a
basing.
story.
When all of a sudden, and then flicking the blood on the blade and just the whole, when it was done, you're just mesmerized. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So basing is a lot of, especially with the questions we get of, I'm going to ReaperCon, or I want to start getting into, not professional painting for display, or basing is a lot of it. Tells the story. You're trying to tell that diorama story in one base.
Speaking of ReaperCon real quick, and we'll come back to this. Dale Jardine says, asks, in your opinion, what should I bring, or what should I be bringing other than my undervalued Canadian currency to ReaperCon?
Hey?
Yeah.
Just you, man.
Bring your appetite for learning.
Yes.
Bring your desire to paint cool stuff. And you can take basing classes.
Oh, there's airbrush basing, paint, everything.
Everything.
There's just,
There's some great basing classes going on at ReaperCon. Just bring, seriously, bring some Red Bull and some Monster Energy drinks so you can stay up. Just to have a good time.
And we also, too, if you decide to get, and we have a lot of vendors there, but we also have a service here at the facility that at the end, if you don't want to carry all this stuff, put it on the airplane. Yeah. You can come here and you just pay the shipping and we'll ship it to you. Box it up and go. So. Yeah. So bring a lot of your undervalued currency. How's that?
Yes, bring a lot of that. So you don't need to bring. I don't think you need to bring all your entire paint collection.
No,
you don't need to lug that with you.
There'll be a lot. We always have paint racks there that have just for you to go over and try paints and sample them. So you'll always have that.
Yeah.
If there's a special paint like this is my go-to
colors,
metallic or whatever, you'd bring those.
Bring your brushes. Bring the figures you want to work on.
Yeah.
But as far as bringing your entire hobby setup, I wouldn't do that.
You shouldn't need to. We'll have lighting available in certain areas, things like that.
Certain areas. If you do have a knot light that's battery powered, you could bring that.
That would be
So
make it easy, but it is literally a miniature show centric. So all of your basics, super, anything you need, you should be able to find there.
Check out this base. If I could get it, I want to mess it up.
Don't drop that one. Yeah.
Aaron Lovejoy.
Yes.
So this is the curse. See, this is the Dragoth on his throne by Bob Rodolphi.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron Lovejoy painted this back in 2011. Is that what it says?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. 11. Yeah.
Aaron Lovejoy of
8 years ago. It seems like yesterday.
Miniature
watching
Monthly.
him paint that. Yeah.
We'll put an address or a link to a Miniature Monthly in our description here below. You can look at Aaron. Aaron Lovejoy just painted something for us, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Oh.
He hasn't shipped it to us. He sent me photographs. It's awesome. He put it up on.
I've never seen him not do anything that isn't
I know
awesome.
he never does nothing that's not awesome, but it's pretty badass. So, what's interesting is I didn't pick these models. Michael Collins picked these models. The king of basing, you know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
Who
is Proctor?
Michael Proctor.
Yeah.
Mr. Cork. I'm sorry, Bark.
Bark.
We don't have any examples of anything from. Nothing.
But in the gallery, when you come to ReaperCon.
But there's nothing special with the basing. He didn't do that.
Because we needed it for the box cover.
Yeah.
We didn't want to include stuff
Didn't include stuff
that's
not on the box.
Yeah.
We'll put this back up here.
But when you come to ReaperCon, you'll be able to see the gallery, and there's a lot of just really cool.
Make sure you take the tour of the Reaper factory.
Yeah.
This, you know what? Did Rhonda paint this? I better make sure. No, she's going to kill me. I think Rhonda painted this. Rhonda Bender painted this. Bob Rodolphi, Bourbon Street, Sophie Sculpt. Mm-hmm. Rhonda, I'm sorry. You know what? I should have known this, who painted this. But if you look really closely on the side, it looks like a Monet or a Seurat. I can't tell what kind of painting it is here on the side. I should have paid more attention in humanities class. But the classical painting, painted on the side of the steps, that's pretty cool.
If Rhonda was used, great, but I don't remember, to be honest with you. It's so long ago.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Maybe it's Meg Maples who painted this. I'm not sure. Whoever. We apologize. We don't know. We didn't know. I know Barbara sculpted it. Barbara Duffy sculpted it.
Yes.
And somebody kick-ass painted it and made some cool
Really
stuff
good
to the
stuff,
base.
yes.
This is a beautiful piece. The skin tone on Sophie, and this is fantastic.
That is, and that's one of those, and especially the wing, the skin
Yeah.
tone of the wings
Very
was
pretty.
really
Very nice.
a very
nicely
good
done.
contrast and very good, very natural looking.
You know what? Speaking of skin tones,
These cheesy setups, I tell you.
no, really, no. This is just coincidental that
Oh, yeah.
Ann Forster just
Will
happened
happen
to film.
to, by complete random chance.
It was really, really random.
She's in the hall right now waiting, I'm sure, yeah.
Get out. Did a video on skin tones,
tones,
Justin, right?
Yep.
Basic introductory skin tones, how to do skin tones on anything.
Well, it's also, too, to get to the colors is what I understand, the mixing. She'll show the palette,
Okay.
Just different, but skin tones.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Well, tell you what, let's just let Ann speak for herself.
Yeah, she'd do it
And
for
she can
herself.
just watch this video.
Hi, I'm Ann Forster. I make the paint for Reaper Miniatures. Welcome to Reaper Toolbox. Hey everybody, I'm Ann and welcome to Reaper Toolbox. Our new episode today is going to be about Reaper skin tone triads. And I wanted to do this because I feel like a lot of the time people know all about tan skin, they know fair skin, they get the dark skin. The first triads everybody's really familiar with, right? But not many people are as familiar with the triads later on in the series, like the bronze skin triad or the golden skin triad and what they're good for. There's also a couple of new colors, skin colors and bones that are really, really useful. So I thought I would do a short episode today on this and kind of show you guys what they're useful for and what their characteristics are and how you can use them. All right, so first of all, we're going to go back to basics at the very beginning, the first triads that we ever did for skin in Master Series Core, which is the dark skin, tan skin, and fair skin triads. Now, these triads were actually created to work all together, so you could actually base coat with tan skin shadow, shade that with dark skin highlight, and then go up to tanned skin for your highlight on that. You could start your triad anywhere in that series of 9 that you want to. So for example, I often like to base coat with fair skin shadow if I want a lighter skin tone that isn't too pasty, and then shade with the tanned skin highlight and highlight with fair skin. And you can do that. You can step it up and down. It's really useful that way. So I've got some little minis I painted up, years ago. When we first did these triads, doing the first 108, I actually painted up a little jade dancing girl in each of the skin tone triads to kind of show you what they're good for. So I'm going to put these up in front of the camera so that you guys can see them. So this is our fair skin triad, and as you can see, it's really, really light. If you wanted to shade it a little more, as I said, you could go down to tanned skin highlight to get it a little bit of a darker shadow to it. It's great for blonde and other light hair colors. Obviously, it's not going to fight with any of that. I've painted her in purple here to kind of set off that blonde hair. I'm going to grab my tan skin girl here. I'd have a whole conga line of these. They're very cute. About right there. All right, so this is Tan Skin Girl. So she is with tan skin as the midtone, tan skin shadow, and then tan skin highlight. She's a brunette, obviously, works really great with that, but you can also use this skin tone color for blondes. Works a little bit better with darker blondes, but I mean, it's just gonna look like a tanned blonde if you do it, with a lighter blonde hair. You can also use it for, pretty much tan skin's good for almost any hair color through the black, brunette, and blonde range. It's not quite so good for redheads, and we'll get to that in a second. I painted her in blue here. It's really nice. It sets off the warm skin tone, and we will show you our dark skin lady next. Okay, so we've got the dark skin triad here. And this is our classic. It's dark skin shadow, and dark skin highlight. Very good African range in general. Black hair obviously works best with this. You could maybe go for a really, really dark red if you wanted to, because that often with sun bleaching you get that kind of effect with black hair. And I've done her in orange because those awesome dark skin tones are some of the only colors that look fantastic in orange. The colors that I'm using for the dresses, by the way, are also triads. So this is actually with the orange triad in Master Series Core. So Phoenix Red, Fire Orange, and Marigold. And then the last blue one was with the True Blue and Sky Blue and Sapphire Blue, and the first one was with Imperial Purple, Nightshade Purple, and Amethyst. So I was using triads double in these. So okay, after that we get to the rosy skin tones, and these are really meant for redheads. Like, they work really well for them. So you can see here, that's Rosy Skin Shadow, and Rosy Skin Highlight, and I've just kind of blocked in a red hair color. And to show it off, I've used the Highland Moss triads. That's Highland Moss, Jungle Moss, and Pale Lichen. That kind of muted out green actually works really well with redheads and with this skin tone. Finally, the last girl I did before I kind of took a break from doing these is our golden skin tone, which is meant for Asiatic skin colors. And I did actually get online and study a lot of different examples for this. And we actually also looked at some of my Asian friends to see what their skin looked like. So Asian golden skin lacks a lot of the rosiness that you see otherwise. It works really well with reds and black hair. You could probably go with brown hair on it. It would look a little bit odd, but you could do it. Really, though, works really well with this stuff. And this is the red triad. I went with Fire Red, Blood Red, and Deep Red, I think, for this. All right, so other triads that happened after these main ones, because as we expanded the core line, we essentially went, we could put a few more skin triads in. Essentially, I was realizing that I was lacking some of the things I really wanted. So one of the things I wanted was a good Mediterranean skin color. So olive skin was born. So if you're looking to paint like Greek or someone with that olivey skin tone, that if you know olive skin, it doesn't have a lot of ruddiness in it. It doesn't have a lot of red. It's closer to Asian skin tones. And but it also has it's a little bit darker, right? So when you look at olive skin, you can actually paint Asian skin with that triad. It goes a bit darker, as I said, and it's a little colder, a little greener, right? Because olive skin, go figure. So that's a great triad for that. What I really like to do is actually mix like olive skin shadow with bronzed skin shadow, which we'll talk about in just a second, which is a little bit warmer, warm it up just a tad, and that could give you that really good, like, dark, suntanned Greek Isles kind of skin color. So that's something to keep in mind. One of the other ones I've got here is bronzed skin, and I actually have a couple of swatches painted, so I'm going to show you these guys here. All right, so we've got bronzed skin, 9260 here, and you can see it's a pretty dark. What I created bronze skin for is I wanted a really tanned skin color. You know, I was painting Tomb Raider Sophie, and I was like, she's got to be really tan, right? So I wanted to make bronze skin as a way to push that, because the tan skin triad's great and all, but it doesn't really get into that deeper golden reddish color you get with a really dark suntan. So I wanted to go that direction. So bronze skin is a great color for that. You can highlight this with bronze skin highlight. You also can use just tanned skin, 9044. If you mix in a little bit of this color into your tan skin for that highlight, it's going to work really well together, actually. This is bronze skin shadow. And if you guys have heard me talk about how I created triads, you know that a lot of the times the shadow color is significantly darker because it's meant to be used as a wash over the midtone. But you don't have to use it that way. You can use it as its own base coat, and very effectively. What this color is good for that folks don't think about is it is excellent as a base for Native American skin tones because it's got that darkish tan base color with a bit of red for like sun exposure and element exposure. It's also great along those lines as a color for like Polynesian Islanders if you're not going to the really dark spectra of that. Obviously there's a lot of variation in skin tones in various places, but really for Native American and Polynesian and all that sort of thing, you really can't go wrong with this, and you certainly can mix this in to get highlights with it, or you can even mix in tan skin. Tan skin, for those of you who don't use it, I always have it on my palette because 9044 tan skin is honestly the most versatile skin tone we make. You can mix it with almost anything, any other skin color, almost, and be able to utilize it. It just doesn't have a lot of pigments that fight with other things. So just a little side note for you there. The last triad that we did for, well, I guess not really the last. These guys are the last. Second to last triad would be the bright skin triad. And a lot of people are very confused about bright skin. So I'm actually going to paint down some of the highlight and shadow on this and show you guys. It's meant to be a very cartoony skin tone. What was happening is that some of the models that were coming in actually did look like very anime or very cartoony. And I was like, you know, we really don't have a skin color for this, and nobody else really does one. So I kind of want to mess with that. And I also wanted to mess with kind of like some artists on canvas or even in digital art these days will paint skin tones using essentially pink, orange, yellow. So they'll work with that first warm triad of hues to create skin tones. And again, it's kind of cartoony, but it works. And I'm gonna thin that just a little bit. So, you know, when you've got your blush color there, you're dealing with that. So you can see how that pink works in. I'm just gonna blend it in a little bit. But they work together pretty well. You do have to do a little blending. Sometimes I'll mix them together, just kind of hitting where the cheekbones would kind of be, just to give you guys an idea. But it rosies it up. This color also, by the way, Bright Skin Shadow, excellent color for blush in general on warmer skin tones, excellent color for lipstick. You can even add a little bit of like blood red to it and get it even, you know, a richer color. The great thing about it is it's got a little bit in common with skin color to begin with. It's got a little bit of ochre in it. So you can make a really good lipstick color with it or a blush color for your female models. Works really well. And then the highlight is very close to yellow. Let me go and pop that on there and kind of show you guys real quick. Obviously, this is just a mock-up, so we are being quick and dirty about it, but I actually really like this color mixed into other colors for highlighting skin because usually if your model is out in the sunlight, you get kind of a golden effect anyway. So let's see here. I'm going to need a little bit of my Bright Skin to kind of blend that in, if I can find it. There it is. This one isn't as strong of a color, so I often will mix the highlight and the mid-tone to get kind of an intermediate color. So let's say we're kind of doing that. Highlight under the chin and the cheekbones. Do a little bit of that, blend it in. This is coming off a little bit weird on paper, but not too bad. That's actually kind of a weird idiosyncratic thing. Colors look different depending on what they're painted over. I found this out when we were doing some work for a movie company. So painting a color over paper will often give you a slightly different effect than you would get otherwise. So yeah, you get the idea, right? So it's yellow and pink and red. And I could, you know, blend this in and make it a little bit stronger and yada yada, but you get the idea. So that's kind of what you're looking at with the Bright Skin Triad. I could continue to blend and make it all work together, but I don't want to take this too long. You guys get the idea. There we go, blending it in a little bit more. But yeah, so it's a very vibrant triad, and it really works well for anime. It works good for cartoony type sculpts. If you want something that's still in the skin stratum, but is not too natural, right? And also if you're working with something painted in really bright colors, using a brighter skin tone can actually work for you. And that brings us to our last bit, which is Youthful Flesh, which is up here at the top. We're into the bones range now. There are a few skin tones in the bones range that are hugely useful. Youthful is one of them. On my Patreon, I've been doing kind of a workup of the different bones colors and what goes with them. And what I found, because I was using actual swatches to do it, is that Youthful Flesh being, actually, it's very close if you look, it's very close to the color that you make when you mix the Bright Skin highlight and Bright Skin mid-tone, which means that it's a very saturated, very, intense, bright skin tone. What that means is it works really well paired with bright clothing colors. So if you are painting a model with really saturated colors like a bright intense purple and pink or bright blues, you may find that the best skin tone for it is going to be like Youthful Flesh or Bright Skin, because just like with people, different skin tones work better with different colors. So if you really look at it, I mean, you can get away with a lot with tan skin. It's really a neutral color. But if you're really going to break it down and try to make your colors, everything be harmonious, even your skin tones, if you're painting clothing with a brighter color, you might want to consider this. It's a really useful color. You can highlight it by adding white to it or by adding fair skin to it. I actually might shade it with Bright Skin shadow, just to add a little bit of rose or pink to it. You could also use something like a medium brown or like brown skin shadow down here. If you mix just a little bit in or a little bit of that in, that might work really well. So that's that. There are two other skin tones that are really useful when it comes from bones. One of them is Ebony Flesh, and it looks black probably on your camera, but it's actually an extremely dark chocolatey brown. And it has a lot of blue in it. And what we're trying here is, when I went for this, I realized that in our basic dark skin triad, we really didn't have that really dark blue-black color that you see in a lot of African skin tones. So I wanted to provide that, so I worked this sucker up, and it works actually very well. And you can highlight it with Ruddy Flesh, which is the next darkest skin tone, or next lightest, I guess, after this. So it's a dark skin tone, but slightly lighter is what I'm trying to say. Hold on, and words are hard. You can highlight it with Ruddy Flesh and get the lighter brown highlights. On your black skin tones. Nose, chin, forehead. And you don't want to mix the two of these because the one has so much black in it. And so you'll get green if you do, because there's a fairly high load of yellow on this one. But you see, that's how that brings it up really nicely, right? So yeah, don't mix the two, and don't usually do a wash with the Ebony Flesh over this Ruddy Flesh, because it will definitely go greenish on you. But as you can see, if you layer over the ebony once it's dry, that's a really convincing African skin. And then the way that you go up from there is to use a lighter yellow. And you can either just mix any yellow with a bit of white, or you can use lemon yellow, or I even use, and this is crazy, and another thing I've mentioned on my Patreon lately, I use NMM Gold Highlight because it's a nice buttery yellow. I'll mix a little bit of that with the Ruddy Flesh. And that will give me, see that? There we go. Look at how natural that looks. He looks like he's out in the sun. It's awesome. I love these skin tones. I worked so hard to try to make a useful, realistic African skin tone set for these bones lines. I hope you guys get a chance to try it and really make it work. So you can also just do a mid-tone, of course, with your Ruddy skin. And I've actually got a model that I can show you with that. Hopefully she can, yeah, there we go. She's a little bit rubbed off on the nose. Oh no, I should touch her up. Boop. There we go. All right. All right, so this is obviously Ms. Cloud Giant, and when I first was pioneering these dark skin tones for bones, I really wanted to paint them right and make sure that they looked right. So if you start with a base coat of Ruddy Skin, and then you shade it, once it's dry, shade it with that Ebony Flesh, and highlight it with a bit of yellow mixed into your Ruddy Skin, this is what it looks like. I think it gives you an extremely natural, lighter African skin tone. So there you go. There's a recap and rundown on some of the Reaper skin tones, some of the ones you've used, and maybe, hopefully, some of the ones you haven't used but will now run out and try to use in various ways. I mentioned it a couple times during the filming, but I do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/paintingbig, and it's pretty much all nonstop Reaper Master Series paint. So if you like this and you want to know more about it, by all means, head on over and check me out. That's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in to Reaper Toolbox. Have a great day, and I hope you've enjoyed it.
That was an awesome
That was
video.
Yeah, put me to
I'm going to
shame.
watch that 3 or 4 more times. It was so
yes.
good.
All of her stuff is. She understands. She's
gets
very good.
She gets it.
Yes.
So, okay.
So that was fun. What else do we have here? What else do you have over there? Look, I thought you had other fun stuff over there. Oh, you do. The cart.
Okay.
That's always a favorite.
This leads into question 1 by Mr. King, which also leads into question 2, which kind of leads into, no, that's it, just questions 1 and 2. Are there any plans to produce more non-heroic villagers who are just mucking about, waiting to be saved, slain, eaten, or just generally engaged in the heroic or nefarious deeds of others? Well,
Future writer there.
yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we do have plans for more townsfolk. The Bones 4 Kickstarter, the Bones 3 Kickstarter, Bones 2. I think all the Kickstarters so far have included townsfolk. You know, the Bones 4 Kickstarter had one of my favorite townsfolk. You know which one it was? That one, the Milkmaid. Oh wait, not that one. Where's the Milkmaid?
That's the waitress.
The Milkmaid right here. I love the Milkmaid. She's
Oh.
great. We had a Cooper. We had a Sage. We had a. Here's the Sage.
See,
Here's the Cooper. Here's the Milkmaid. I believe that Bobby Jackson's got plans for some more townsfolk.
They will. I remember when he was here a few weeks ago. We were just talking about
Yeah, we
that.
were.
It's going to be a lot
A
of.
special project for some townsfolk. Yeah. We are gonna. I don't know if we're gonna do more pigs with carts, although it's certainly cool.
Yeah. Pig cart races. We might end up with 3 or 4 of them.
That's a brand new game right there.
There we go.
Pig cart racing. So yeah, we are going to do more townsfolk for sure. They're very popular, so we will be doing some more.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Is that all the special stuff you've got? Because I'm
Yeah.
still. You own some special stuff. That's what it is.
from last week,
Yeah.
something special from last week.
Yeah.
I don't remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know, man. If I was watching you, I'd have
okay,
sent you a
so
good email.
This is okay. So technically, you're leaving to Adepticon, and so you won't be here. So this has been pre-recorded.
Right.
So March 28th. 30 days have September, April, June, and okay. Well, I guess there's 31 days in March. So we want to show them this 3 days early.
Fine, I would. I
Just-
wanted to see it last
Just
week,
because, just for the people who watch Reaper
Last
Live,
week.
just for you people, we're going to show the April Bones Black Mini, right? Have we shown this before? I could have sworn we had.
I thought we
had
did,
not.
but you swore to
Well,
everybody on the camera that
didn't think we
no one
did.
had ever seen this.
I said that there was a Jason Weeby and there's a Werner Clock Mini. This was the Jason Weeby Mini. Here, here it is. Ready?
Just
Here it
get
is.
it.
Just put it right there. Okay.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! There's your April Bones Black Promotional Mini. Free in the month of April from the $40 order, or you can purchase them separately if you want.
What's his title? What's
This is Surkar, the Orc Shaman. You may recognize him as a Dark Heaven Legends metal figure. He's got a ton of detail on him. Really great stuff. I can't even.
And in Bones Black.
It's in Bones
This
Black.
is part of the. This is a Kickstarter. Is this
Not a Kickstarter.
It's
no,
not a Kickstarter.
no.
Okay.
This was made outside of the Kickstarter.
Okay.
Tons of details. Got a bowl, and it's I believe that's a dead chicken, and some bags and some cool stuff.
Sounds like my
Skulls. Yeah, he's neat. He's really cool. He's got some. He's got a lot of character, and he'll make a great orc shaman for any D&D encounter, any tabletop game with the orcs. Yeah, it's a fun little guy. You know?
Yeah. Oh no, very much.
Every piece in the Bones Black promotion is not going to be a 6-inch tall Ifriti,
Yes.
right?
Right.
You wanted to see a character and what characters look like when they translate? There you go.
There we go.
That's a good example. Tons of detail, very sharp, very crisp. Yeah, this is that's good. That's a good little model right there.
And the waiting was finally over.
And everybody's gonna see. I built it up to be this huge thing, and everybody's like, "What?" And not that it's a cool model, but it's like we thought it was gonna be. I don't know what they were thinking,
They
but
thought it'd be a pig cart.
I thought it would be a pig. Sorry, it's not a pig cart. It's Surkar the Orc Shaman. He's free. You're gonna get him free with your order.
Yeah.
Or
and they'll be on
$3.49 if you want to buy him by himself.
Right, which works. All right, so we have question 3 from Ben W.
Okay.
With other companies like Ironwind Metals and Impact Miniatures acquiring the molds and the rights to vintage sculpts from defunct companies, has Reaper considered getting into the vintage recast game? We've already been there. That's how we actually started, was we purchased, or actually, when we had started the company, I had the Warlord, the original Warlord line miniatures from the early 80s, and then Al, one of the partners, had Dungeon Dwellers, several of the Heritage lines, and that's actually how we got our start, was recasting the Heritage, just put it all in there, renumbered it, reworked bases. You know, a lot of the masters have been lost, unless we had to remaster a lot of stuff, and that was where we got our start, so we've already been there. Nowadays, it's not as practical. The technology's changed, the styles of the models have changed so much. It's easier to do this, you know, for us than it would be to try and manage fans' expectations of the past. Now, but there are several companies out there like Iron Wind or Impact, and there's several others. So, so we've already been there.
So we like to, what you're saying is we like to look forward.
Look forward, yes.
Sort of. Okay. Well, we're done. I guess that was it. Kind of a shortened episode of ReaperLive. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm good. I'm just excited because we've got so many things just literally happening so fast. And if you didn't catch it, we did do an update, should be up already, for the Kickstarter. So if you're a Kickstarter backer and hadn't seen it, go find it. It'll be on the actual Kickstarter site, as well as we'll hit the various, you know, YouTube and Facebook, social media stuff, and get it up there. It'll answer all your questions. Probably not the way you want to hear them all, but it does real good. We give you out the timeline, we know what we're doing, and it's all getting ready to happen now. So real fast.
If you have any questions for us, please email ReaperLive@ReaperMini.com.
And our social media, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Brothers Facepalm.
Right.
He loves that one.
You can also keep all the latest news and information on www.ReaperMini.com.
And that's it. That's it.
I guess.
It's a short woolly week because we need to get back to, see, we're wasting our break time.
I know.
Because we could be back downstairs.
Pulling orders and tearing open boxes and getting ready for fulfillment.
I'll be in Chicago with the snow, I'm sure.
I won't be. I'll be here where it's 70 beautiful degrees.
Yes.
But I'll be pulling orders and stuff. So
it's a fun town. You'd like it.
I love
I'll
Chicago.
get you there
Chicago. I've been to Chicago.
Oh, okay.
I've been there a couple
and
times.
Detroit, but you never made it to Detroit.
I've never made it to Detroit.
Yeah,
sorry, I don't think I'm going to make it to Detroit.
All right.
So, all right. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for another week. I just love talking over it. I live for it all week. We'll see you later.
Goodbye.